From Idaho's News Channel 7, this is Friday Night Football.
Well, welcome on into week 2 of Friday Night Football. We had some awesome games tonight. I'm Brady Frederick, and we're excited to show you. We're going to waste no time. We're going to jump right into our game of the week. The voters decided, and they made a good call. A packed house on both sides out here. The Meridian Warriors coming off a loss to Eagle last week. The Mountain View Mavericks just took down Woods Cross from Utah to open their season. This one was a battle. The Dubs waste no time here. Zeke Martinez uncorks a moonshot way downfield. Dayson Bolts goes up to get it. That's a massive gain to start things off, and the connection was on full display tonight. Meridian drives into the red zone. This time, Martinez shows he's a true dual threat, follows the offensive line, breaks in, final effort. That's all number 3 right there to put Meridian on the board. He's a dog. He's got an offer to play for Memphis next year, likely more on the way, definitely more on the way from him in this highlight reel. But first, Mountain View trying to get it going. The Meridian defense was fierce. Here's a great run to move the chains, though. That's Valentine Gomez-Ricks. Great look up the middle. They just had trouble stringing those together early on. Now later on, the ball changes hands. How about a little bit of deja vu? Martinez looking downfield, sends a rocket toward the sideline. His wide receiver comes down with it. Sorry, number 81, you were not listed on the roster, but that is a great catch. The whole drive was great, but it would stall out on 4th down. They looked unstoppable, so they decided to go for it from 2 yards out. Martinez does it himself, barrels through a pair of defenders to break in for another 6 points. That got the crowd fired up. 14-0, end of the first quarter. We're going to show you one more, top of the second. Martinez takes the snap, pressure all over, but he's able to evade, stick with his reads, and this time he connects on the pass. Mountain View with Meridian with a heck of a bounce-back victory tonight. Although Mountain View did make things closer at the end, Meridian pulls away 46-34, and the Warriors are the champions of our game of the week. Let's head over to Donald Larson Park. We're finally back here. The Capital Eagles faced off with the Owyhee Storm. The Eagles taking the ball first. Braden Dudley passes the ball to Marcellus Clay, who evades a pair of tackles before they bring him down near the sideline. Moving over to the second quarter, this time Dudley's going to fake the handoff to Clay. Even fools our photographer here. He's that good. Tosses the ball to Jack Smith, who finds the end zone for 6 points. The Eagles going up 7-0 early on in the second quarter. This game still going on right now. Of course, it started at 8 o'clock. Things are tied at 14 points apiece. We'll give you an update on KTVB.com as soon as we have it. For now, we're going to head over to Nampa High School. The Boise Brave facing off with the Nampa Bulldogs in the Bulldog Bowl. Forced to punt, the Bulldogs kick the ball to the Braves. Jalen Kerner on the 15-yard line brings the ball up center, going downfield, 45 yards around there on this return. Great field position for the Brave to go to work. So Trevor Schoolfield throws the ball downfield to Eli Rich, gets the ball over to the 22-yard line, and they are rolling. This time, Schoolfield hands the ball off to Rich. He gets a good block, shakes off a couple tacklers, and reaches the pylon for the touchdown. The Owyhee Storm go up 6-0 after this one, but Boise would go on to win it 25-15. Sorry, that was Nampa going up early. Sorry. Anyways, we're going to head over to Kuna. Check this out. A helicopter landing on the field. The Cavemen pulling out all the stops for Military Appreciation Night as they host the Timberline Wolves. And it's the home team who would strike first out of the goal line set. Cameron Hickman powers it in. Kuna continuing to boast a powerful O-line and a strong run game. Hey, the Cavemen also great at forcing takeaways. Shortly after that, Dallas Konzek chases this one down. Has a nice return to go with it. Kuna would get out to a 14-7 lead early on in this game, but how about Timberline regrouping? After changing possessions, quarterback Jack Brandt lets it fly to the outside. His wide receiver Hudson Lewis has been a baller early on in the season. He gets it deep to move the chains, and they would cap the drive off going the same way. Brandt hits Lewis on the short pass. Lewis turns it into a long run, dragging the defense into the end zone with him. Timberline wins this one 31-21, the first time since 2021 that the Wolves have started a season 2-0, kind of sounding like the turnaround the Boise Brave had last season.
The state of Idaho has gotten a lot better at high school football, and not a lot of people realize that. When colleges are recruiting kids, they look at an Idaho kid and they say, well, who did they play? And right now it's just other Idaho schools. And so what we're really trying to do is increase that visibility, make people aware of what's going on in Idaho, and that's really an increase in talent. And so what we want to show is, okay, these outside teams from Oregon and Washington this year are high-level teams, and they're going to come in and play these Idaho teams. And we want to give our kids that experience here in Idaho, but also give the visiting teams a unique experience of traveling to Boise, and hopefully it's a win-win for all sides.
We got a brand new tradition here. The first annual Northwest Showdown was held this weekend, or is still being held this weekend, at Rocky Mountain High School. And the first game was a great one for Idaho. The hosts, the Rocky Mountain Grizzlies, taking on the Chiawana Riverhawks out of the Tri-Cities in Washington. We kick things off. Get it with some nice work from the special teams. The Riverhawks muffed the punt in the late first quarter. Rocky Mountain's Cole Slaughter is all over it. The sophomore getting the ball back to his team, and they don't waste any time with it. Austin Rovig looks downfield, hits Caden Kimball, turnover. He's able to hang on after a big hit after the grab. That's strong hands right there. Shortly after, the Grizzlies make their way to the goal line. Rovig calls his own number, fakes the handoff, dives across the finish line for the first of many Rocky touchdowns we'd see on the day. Now they hold on to that 7-0 lead, but Chiawana finds a way to shift the momentum. They come up with a timely interception in the early second quarter. The Grizz are able to chase him down and limit the damage. They actually nearly got it back, forced the fumble, but the Riverhawks were able to recover. Wouldn't matter because that Rocky D forces a 3-and-out. So right back to work. Quick spotlight because the senior wide receiver, Jeff Thompson, had himself a day. A number of great plays, but that was my favorite. Takes the screen and goes right through the defender, turning it into an even bigger gain. Capping the drive off of the goal line. How about T-Shawn Reese getting the call? He gets in there with ease. Rocky Mountain showing the state of Washington what up. They hand Chiawana their first loss of the season with a 42-8 win to get the Northwest Showdown going. We'll jump ahead. The Titans running onto their field for the first time this season, hosting the Centennial Patriots from Boise. This one is over in Thunder Ridge. Got moved because of the smoke, even though it did clear up pretty nicely today. So we'll show you the first drive for Thunder Ridge. Sophomore quarterback Ryder Portman gets things going, delivering a strike to the 6'4" senior Radley Nebeker for the first down. But a few plays later, under pressure, Portman fires it downfield for Caleb Brock. But guess what? Knock, knock. It's Parker DeBoer there. The video shows the ball pretty close to the ground. The officials ruled it an interception, though, so that ball is going to the Centennial Patriots. A nice return to go with it as well. So wanting to take advantage of good field position, Madden Henderson is going to air one out for Caden Byram. However, the ball is just out of reach. They're going to turn things around after that. Later on, same drive, fourth down. Jaden Pooley takes it up the middle, gets the first down, but can't hang onto it, and the ball switches sides. Thunder Ridge recovers there. Drew Crystal with the recovery there. Centennial falls 3-21, despite showing a lot of promise in this one on the road to Thunder Ridge. All right, we're going to stick over in East Idaho. The Middleton Vikings traveling 335 miles to take on the Madison Bobcats. The Vikings win the game of heads and tails, and they're going to be taking the ball on the first drive. They make a couple great plays, but the drive does stall off, and they turn it over on downs. Madison needs just a pair of plays to get things going. Off this screen pass, Barkley Beck takes it 51 yards to the house. And with that, the Bobcats are on the board, leading 7-0. Next Vikings drive also ends in a turnover on downs, but they do catch a break. They force the interception. Kasten McIntosh. Later on, Brockington Smith hits Kennison Maxwell, takes it down to the 5-yard line for a Vikings 1st and goal. Next play, the bell cow back, Jake Perez punches it in for 6, and it ties the game up. This one went down to the wire, but the Madison Bobcats prevail 28-21. All right, up next, the reigning 4A champions, the Bishop Kelly Knights, of course, now in the 5A ranks. An awesome matchup tonight. Minico taking the trip over to the Treasure Valley. They're undefeated to play in the always raucous atmosphere at BK. Start of the second half, fourth down, BK goes for it. Tylen Cashmitter gets just enough to get across for a fresh set of downs. Slow and methodical was the name of the game for the Knights, but it pays off here right on the doorstep. They continue to flex the power run game. This time, Ryan Arellano breaks into the end zone. The Knights sound the cannon. You can see me shake here. I'm never ready for the cannon to go off. That drive took 6 minutes off the clock, and it gave the Knights a 14-8 lead after a successful two-point conversion. Flipping sides, BK's defense wanted that ball back quickly, doing work. They swarmed the QB, forced an incompletion, but it wasn't quite as big as what happened in the next possession. Defense comes up huge. William Soxie steps in front of the pass, takes this one all the way back to the house. Bishop Kelly continues their undefeated streak, is going to stay at number 1 in the 5A class. They win it 20-8. All right, over here, it was a battle of big cats as the Caldwell Cougars hosted the Columbia Wildcats. Caldwell quarterback Zion Perrault starts things off as he throws on the run. That pass is complete to wide receiver Anthony Martinez. Later on, Columbia quarterback Gavin Healy throws a long ball, connects with Tyson Winkleman, makes the catch with a defender on his back, but he stays with it. Perrault later hands off to running back Jackson Cheslak, who powers his way across the goal line to get the score for Columbia. A little bit after that, Winkleman takes the snap, throws to Owen Avanek for the two-point conversion. Columbia firing on all cylinders tonight. They blank Caldwell 43-0. All right, let's head back east. We're going to go check in on Burley, where the Bobcats take on the Emmett Huskies in a hard-fought battle under the beautiful mountains this evening. Emmett would score first. Quarterback sneak Ryder Sheeby, and the Huskies put 7 on the board quickly. But Burley is quick to respond. Quarterback Mac Jensen throws it to the tight end Tucker Alvey, who immediately turns on the Jets and guns it into the end zone. The Emmett defense stopped Alvey before he could finally get in, but Burley was able to capitalize on the big play, or at least they would try to. Jensen going to take this one in himself. Now it's 7-7. Bobcats fired up after that one. Into the second quarter, the Bobcats have the ball back. Jensen looking for his wide receiver, but this time he's going to be intercepted by the big man, defensive lineman Nicholas Woodward. Huskies fired up after that big play. Now it's their turn to capitalize. Sheeby hands it off to the running back Lincoln Thane. He gets the touchdown going and gets the lead back to the Emmett Huskies. It was a close one, but the Huskies come up with a big-time victory on the road. They take down the Burley Bobcats 42-35. All right, let's head over to Wood River, where the Wolverines traveled all the way to Nampa to take on the Ridgeview Warhawks. Despite a bad snap, Wood River quarterback Wilder Graft makes a throw on the run. Lennon Hunter is there for the big-time gain. They finally bring him down. Later on, Ridgeview quarterback Hunter Schmidl connects with Ezekiel Ibarra, who makes a good scramble before he finally gets pulled down by the defense. A little bit later on, Schmidl hits running back Cash Sparkman, who breaks a handful of tackles and speeds into the end zone for the Warhawks score that put them up 19-0. We don't have a final score just yet. Please message us if you have it on Facebook, on Twitter. You can also text us 208-321-5614. All right, let's jump into that statewide scoreboard. This one was crazy. Some Thursday night football up in the LC Valley. The Lewiston Bengals take down the number 1 6A team, Coeur d'Alene, 13-6. Lewiston, by the way, is a 5A team now, so they come up with an extra conference upset. It's been a long time since Lewiston took down Coeur d'Alene. I got to check on that, but that is going to open up the number 1 spot. It could be Eagle, it could be Rocky Mountain, Meridian. Maybe not that far. The poll comes out on Tuesday. We'll let you know. Payette travels up north, takes down Orofino 55-0. Kimberly takes down Snake River in a tight one, 28-24. Council falls to Kamei 44-16. The Cubs looking good in the 8-man ranks. Twin Falls, a massive win, 74-0. They take down Jerome. Weiser can't hold off Lakeland in the 4A ranks. 41-20 is the final there, and McCall Donnelly taking care of business tonight against Nampa Christian. All right, we do have a handful of great games coming up tomorrow. I like these Saturday slates. We, of course, have West Lynn, Oregon, taking on Eagle at 11 a.m. You can stream that game on KTVB's digital platforms. It's part of the Northwest Showdown. Gooding is going to take on Parma at 10 a.m. That game is being held at Albertson Stadium. Very cool to see some kids have the chance to play on the blue. Fruitland is taking on New Plymouth at 2 p.m. also at Albertson Stadium. So is Melba and Coal Valley. And if you want to see a phenomenal 8-man football matchup, you can take on Oakley. You can go to Homedale and see Oakley taking on Kendrick, 2 perennial state powers. All right, a quick reminder to join us right here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for Bronco Roundup game day. The Broncos are in Eugene ahead of their game against Oregon, number 7th ranked team in the nation. We'll also be live from the field at 7 o'clock for our digital-only show. We'll show you what's happening on the field as the players warm up, go through everything, and we'll give you any last-second information you need to know ahead of this big-time game. The game starts at 8. We should be on the field at around 7 p.m. We're really looking forward to it. But for now, that's going to wrap up week 2. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Of course, we have to give a big thanks to all of our photographers who went out all across the Treasure Valley to bring some games to you. Logan Schenk, Paul Belke, and Carson Cloud. He's a producer here, wanted to learn how to shoot high school football, did a phenomenal job for us. As always, Danny Alsop and Zach Armstrong are handling things behind the scenes. We're excited for week 2. We hope you'll join us next Friday. For now, thanks for watching.